guys?
So we got Josh Monroe. So you get the Joshes today.
Big Josh, little Josh.
If you've been watching these, I start them all off with a dad joke, and you don't know this is coming. Who in the Bible had no parents other than, Adam and Eve?
I don't know.
Joshua is the son of none.
Do you know who the shortest guy in the Bible was?
Zacchaeus?
Nehemiah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I just did Mike as, it's in honor of the Joshes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good. Nehemiah.
That's actually really bad.
I'm stealing that one. Jamie's going to hate me for that one. It's good. That's good.
You're welcome, Jamie.
All right. So, Josh preached for us last night. Last night. I know. It's been a long day.
It's a long day.
Yeah. It's been a long day. We usually do these on Thursday morning, and it's Thursday evening, and yeah, my brain's fried from work. But, talked about Peter, his denial of Jesus, and then Jesus' restoration of him. Mm-hmm. It was great. Got a lot of good feedback already, just about how well it was done. And I'll say too, it's really refreshing to watch you preach. I'm gonna pump you up a little bit here, but you don't have to be pacing around the stage and all this hype and energy. If your content is good and the delivery and message is clear, super engaging.
Thanks,
and I noticed all the kids were super engaged last night, so it was really good. So thanks for stepping in when you do. It's always fun.
Sure.
And I love getting a little bit of a break every once in a while too.
I bet you do, because you never stop.
No, but it's nice. So, yeah. So let's do a real quick recap of just kind of sermon content, just because parents are watching this with their kids too. So I want to give them an idea of what was said last night, and then we'll get into some stuff that didn't make it into the sermon.
Sure. Cool. So I didn't put it in so many words last night. I should have. Basically, the main idea behind the sermon is that that hope can be both good and dangerous, and it all comes down to where you place it. Yeah. So in the case of Peter, his hope is that the Messiah has come to take over from the Romans, put Israel back in the right place, etc. That's it. We were in Luke 22.
Yeah. Thanks for doing that. I was about to say we were in Luke 22.
Yep. Yeah. In the Peter denying Jesus. We popped over to John 18 for just a second, because John's the only one who tells us that the disciple who cut the ear off of a Roman soldier was Peter.
Which I find comical, because John does that a few times where he names...
Throws him under the bus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the infamous race to the empty tomb. He's like, the other disciple won, which was him racing Peter.
Yeah, and he just casually refers to himself as the disciple whom Jesus loved.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dudes will be dudes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, anyway.
Forever recorded in history for the church.
Yes.
But no, you see from Peter's own actions, he thought, man, we're going to get this party started. Judas probably thought the same thing. That's why he betrayed Jesus. A lot of people think that, which is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
But they're both trying to get the party started with the Messiah, bringing it home for Israel. Mm-hmm. Peter does it by, he brings a sword to a prayer party and cuts off the Roman soldier's ear. And Jesus is like, we're not here for that. Heals the ear. And I think at that point, Peter was just like, what's going on?
Yeah. I thought you were going to be kick booty Jesus.
Yeah, particularly that week in the holy calendar for Israel was when it would happen. And that's how it started off, with triumphal entry, with the disciples arguing over who's the greatest in the kingdom, because it's about to come and we're about to have thrones like Jesus promises at the beginning of the passage that we read last night. So anyway, I think a lot of Peter's actions are due to the fact that he hoped in the wrong thing. That he placed his capital H hope, like I said last night, in something that didn't fulfill.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the chapter, he's like, no, the passage, he says, I'll go to prison and death with you. Mm. Subtext, if we're going to start the revolution.
Right.
But, a few hours later, he basically sees Jesus in handcuffs. Yeah. And he's not here for that. He's not here for the losing party. And so he denies he even knows him.
Yep.
So the major point last night was we're all going to face a day where we find ourselves capable of something that we never thought we would do, like Peter did.
Yeah. It's usually a result of putting your hope in the wrong thing.
Yeah. You go after these things that you never thought, and pursuing them, you do something you never thought you were capable of because that's defined your hope. That's defined yourself.
Yeah.
And then we jumped over to 1 Peter chapter 1. And we're going to look at Jesus' restoral of Peter more in a second. That's why I'm kind of skipping that part of the sermon. We landed in 1 Peter chapter 1, I think verse 13, where Peter tells us where to place our hope,
Yep.
which is to place your hope fully at the grace that will be given to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. And that's the good hope. There's the dangerous hope that causes you to do things you never thought you were capable of, and there's the good hope, and it's the good hope because it's the only one that's guaranteed to happen.
Yeah, and I had this thought last night. We were preaching. I wrote it on my phone, but we have their timer on my phone over there.
Yeah.
But I had the inverse thought too. So when you put your hope in the right thing, especially in Jesus, it can also cause you to do things you were never capable of doing, but in the right way, not necessarily the wrong way.
Yeah.
So I had that thought last night too. I was like, oh man,
That's a really good point.
yeah. So yeah, and to like the message last week, which was the sheep and the goats, and
Okay.
Jesus is separating, right? He's not saying you're saved by your works or how well you serve people. He's saying that's the evidence of your heart and the evidence of who your heart belongs to. And I think the same thing can be true on your point too. It's wherever you put your hope, usually the evidence or the proof's in the pudding where your hope's in. So if the thing that you're doing that you didn't think you were capable of doing is maybe not great, then you probably don't have your hope in something that's great.
Yeah.
So it's a good kind of counter gut check, self check maybe too.
Yeah, and where you have your hope, I mean, it's talked about not just in this passage in 1 Peter. I mean, that's why Jesus says, store up treasures in heaven, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The thing that you hope in defines you, and causes you, makes you able to do either great or terrible things that you never thought you would do.
Yep, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
So, cool.
So the bonus content from last night, and I mentioned in the message last night, I didn't want to go into Greek then because I wanted you. We're going to cover the Greek today. You're going to see it's pretty cool. But again, I said it last night, I'll say it again. You don't have to know the languages of Scripture to get what Scripture's saying.
Yeah.
That's not the way language works.
Yep.
That's why there's believers from every tribe, tongue, and nation, and not just the Greeks.
Yeah.
So I think you said you've mentioned to the kids in the past that whereas we have one word for one concept pretty often, a lot of other languages, including Greek, has many words that we just have one word for.
Yeah.
So for
love, power. I gave a bunch of examples a couple weeks ago, actually. Yeah.
So whereas we just have the one word love, Greek has several.
Yep.
Right, and they each mean a different either category or type of affection.
Yeah.
So in the restoral of Peter,
You want to just read it?
yeah,
Let's read it real quick. So this is John 21, 15 through 17. By the way, Jesus cooks breakfast. He already has fish prepared. It's the most Jesus thing ever. It's one of my favorite stories of Jesus just meeting him on the shore, calling him out. Hey, the same way he called him in the first place.
yeah,
Why don't you throw your net on the other side of the boat? It's great. Anyway, so they get back to the shore. They're eating breakfast. And verse 15, when they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? And he said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. And he said to him, feed my lambs. Verse 16, he said to him a second time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? And he said to him, yes, Lord, you know I love you. And he said to him, tend my sheep. Then verse 17, he said to him the third time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? And he said to him, Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you. And Jesus said to him, feed my sheep. So that's the discourse we're talking about here.
yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and like I said last night, you don't have to know Greek to see Peter denied him 3 times. Jesus restores him 3 times. Every time that you mess up, Jesus has grace to match it. That's a point.
Yeah.
But there's more going on.
Yeah.
What's going on is when he says, do you love me? Okay, there's 2 words in the Greek being used. One is phileo, which we translate as love.
Yeah. Like the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Yeah.
Another is agape, which we translate as love. Phileo is brotherly love. It's your bro hug. It's loving someone as a brother or a close friend. And agape is loving with all that you have, with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. It's an all-in kind of love.
It's like a holy kind of love.
Yeah, both with an H or with a WH.
Right.
It's a wholeness in love.
Yep.
And to use the Greek words, okay, again, agape is the wholeness of love. Phileo is just your bro hug. Jesus says to Peter, do you agape me? And Peter says, yeah, I phileo you.
Yeah.
Okay, do you agape me? Yeah, I phileo you.
Do you wholly, almost like perfectly, totally love me?
Yeah. And Peter's like, I'll give you a bro hug.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd time, Jesus says, do you phileo? Jesus changes his word.
Yeah.
And Peter says, you know everything. Yeah, it's just phileo. And I don't know if in the first 2 times, like Peter's being dense or if he's being purposeful, maybe a mixture.
Maybe ashamed.
Maybe ashamed, like he's being greeted by the guy that he said he didn't even know.
Yeah.
But then in the 3rd iteration, the second repeat, the third time I'm saying it, Peter gives up.
Yeah.
He's been trying to avoid it.
Yep.
Or he finally catches on. Oh, you're asking me, do I love you with all that I got?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. He admits it.
Yeah. So Jesus says, do you love me with all you got? Yeah, I love you. Do you love me with all you got? Yeah, I love you. Do you just love me as a friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know all things. I only love you as a friend.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's what's going on there. Like Jesus is digging down to what caused the denial. Again, the wrong place of affection, the wrong kind of hope. He didn't see Jesus as someone he should love that way. He saw him kind of as a means to an end.
Yeah.
I'll follow you anywhere so long as it brings your kingdom now. And if it doesn't, he's out.
Yeah.
So in the Greek there, you see Jesus challenging Peter's affection, not just affection, but the whole way he thinks about Jesus.
Yeah. Challenging his heart posture because, and I tell the kids multiple times too, Jesus was God because he said things only God could say. He did things only God could do, and he knew things only God could know. And so he knew Peter's heart before he asked him the question.
Yeah.
So he was getting Peter to actually admit and be on the same page.
Yeah.
But the cool part is Peter's story doesn't end there. And that's kind of the I guess the hopeful part of the message too. It's because his story doesn't end there. And, like we said in 1 Peter, the verses that you read, and tradition tells us Peter ultimately gave everything he had for the gospel, for Jesus. So his heart flipped, and Jesus restores him here, puts him right back to work, gets him right back to the task at hand, is how you put it in the sermon last night. And I think that's really important to note also. So it didn't, I don't think Peter just stopped there. Because if you just kind of bro hug somebody, you're not going to die for that person's message or that person, right? So to me, and you might be reading it differently, but to me, I think somewhere in there Peter's heart flipped because he ended up giving everything he had.
I think the way I would put it is that knocked over the first domino.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't. Who knows when he got there? If he ever did. Like none of us are ever really going to get all the way there,
Right.
Until we're made whole
Yep.
at the resurrection and then the return of Christ.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But I think it was the first domino because I mean, especially with John, in the sequel, in the rest of the Bible, and in Acts, Peter just goes to town.
Yeah, he does.
And at my church, we're preaching through Acts, and on Sunday we covered the way Peter heals people are like echoes of the same stuff Jesus did, like raising someone from the dead.
Yep.
And then Peter goes and does it. Like that first domino, like he wouldn't have gone on mission the way that he went on mission unless like some shifts had taken place where this isn't just a bro hug. This is lifelong dedication to a cause for someone that you love, about somebody that you love.
Yeah, and I think, even his, the big sermon in Acts 2 that he gave, like the words that he used even in that sermon show you that he's already kind of like more in, just like what he was preaching in there. So that's a really good way to put it, right? Yeah. So.
And if you ever do a deep dive or even just a cursory reading of 1 Peter, so much, like he even starts off the book by calling us exiles. Mm-hmm. And he's not talking about from the homeland or from the motherland or from Jerusalem or whatever. Right. He's talking about from the place he's telling you to put your hope. For the kingdom that Jesus always preached about. We're exiles from there. And the whole book is about kind of that already and not yet that we talked about last night, and about what do you do while you're exiled from where your hope is. It's a great read. It's a great book. It's one of my favorites in the New Testament, just because it's great.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and so last thing on Peter, he hung out with Paul, and just knowing. Because we just went through Galatians before we jumped into the Gospels, how fiery Paul is about just the adequacy and the relevance and the importance of the gospel, and then he even says, is it like chapter 6-ish? No, it's before that, when he's
Galatians.
Yeah, when he's talking about meeting with Peter and the church leaders, and
where he challenged him. It's
he calls Peter
2
out.
and 3, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty early on. Yeah, you're right. We did all of the tracing and everything. I can't remember. But yeah, Peter got challenged. I think on his, we'll just say on his heart and his love for the Lord too. I think because I don't think you could hang out with Paul and not get challenged on that a little bit. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's probably a lot there, but yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the good news. Like even for guys like Peter and Paul, there's always room to grow, and there's always grace to grow there.
Yeah, and if you're in a good community, surrounded with people who love the Lord too, you're going to build each other up, and man, there's a whole lot there that we could honestly way deep dive into, but we don't have time.
Yeah, but we're at 19 minutes. That'll be shaved some because we'll cut off from when you press play and walked over here. But we should wrap up.
Yeah, that's good. You got any parting thoughts?
I was trying to think of another Bible-based joke, but nothing. No more dad jokes. It's been a long day.
Why were Adam and Eve so good at math?
There's only 2 of them?
Because Jesus said, be fruitful and multiply.
Oh, yeah. God said that.
Or
at that point, he didn't. I mean, Trinity. Never mind. I'm splitting hairs, and I don't have many hairs to split.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, it's fun. This is my bedhead.
Yeah. I have to brush my beard out, but anyway, we should probably end it there.
Yeah, we're rambling like tired guys at the end of the day.
It's a long day.
Hey, y'all have a good week.
Yeah.